Let's stick with goaltending for a second because you mentioned a couple of Maple Leafs goaltenders, and holy moly, have they got just an embarrassment of riches in the pipes right now.
All of a sudden, coming out of nowhere. It seems like goaltending is the strength of the Leafs. Does it not?
It does, and I mean, I know you're a little biased, but your boy Muzz, Matt Murray, down there playing for the Marlies right now, he's kind of the odd man out. Who would have thought two-time Stanley Cup winner is the odd man out when it comes to the Leafs goaltending situation right now?
Imagine being the GM for an American League team and you have a two-time mug champion as your backup for the Toronto Marlies. I'm still hoping for him. I still think that he should be the backup to Stolarz. Yeah, two-time Cup champion. Guy's seen everything and been everywhere. I think you got to have that, but
here's where I think there's two ways that Muzz gets back into the lineup with the Leafs. One of two ways. Number one of those guys goes down with an injury. Muzz is back up like that. Or the Leafs look at it and go, okay, we've got Muzz down there in the American League. We can pull him up at any time. What final piece are we missing? We go with either Stolarz or Walls. Take your pick. Flip a coin, whatever you want. Take one of them, and the other one is great trade bait for whatever missing piece you want. Like, you can have your pick of almost anybody that's a non-contender to take one of their pieces and finish off your roster and go on a playoff run.
I wonder if they're riding it out to see who's going to do better between Wall and Stolarz. Wall makes way more money than Muzz right now because Muzz signed for, I think, $900,000. Wall's making, I think, 2, maybe 3. Mm-hmm. Let that guy play it out, get his value to go up, trade him, dish him, bring Muzz up. Boom, he just freed up $2 million of cap space. Mm-hmm. That seems like a great idea. But, dude, Stolarz has been stealing the show the last little bit. I mean, 38 of 39 against the Devils. He's rolling a .927 save percentage. Only Philip Gustafsson and Connor Hellebuck have better stats than Anthony Stolarz right now. Good looking, 6'6", making all the big saves, timely, in control. He's the man. He's probably going to be a Vezina front runner right now.
It's crazy. I think the Eastern Conference is going to be a tough one to get out of. I mean, once the Caps get Ovi back in the new year, I mean, they're strong. I mean, they're fighting for tops in the league right now between the Wild and the Jets. And East is going to be tough, man. It's going to be tough. There's a lot of good hockey teams in the East.
I know you don't like the Leafs. I'll put this out there. If they wear those black jerseys, their home jerseys for the playoffs, I would consider hopping on the bandwagon. Those are some nice jerseys.
I'll wait for you as you drive away.
But what if the Jets had some black jerseys? That would be nice too.
I don't think that fits the scheme. That's never been incorporated at all. If anything, they would probably go back to the heritage jerseys with the dark blue inside. But
old school 90s Jets logo, J-E-T, with the hockey stick for the Jets for the J, and black. That could be crispy.
If anything, they will go closer to what, I mean, because again, heavily influenced by 17 Wing here in Winnipeg, which is one of our Air Force bases. So if anything, they're going to go closer to the old Royal Canadian Air Force look. I don't think they'll go anything black.
Here's a cool little Anthony Stolarz story for you, though. So people see the overnight success and like, where did this guy come from? He came out of nowhere. So he was drafted by the Flyers. He was playing for the Flyers, played 2 seasons as the backup, kind of up and down a bit. The Flyers said, we're not going to re-sign you because you're never going to play another NHL game again. See you later, buddy. We're going to cut our losses. He signs in Edmonton. Well, I guess he got traded to Edmonton, played a couple games, signs with the Ducks, backs up John Gibson, plays great for 3-4 seasons, also playing in Southern California, not a bad gig. Signs in Florida, backs up Bobrovsky. Now, I was kind of concerned when Neon Leon torched him in Game 6 coming in for relief for Bob. I'm thinking, man, I don't know, man, maybe this guy isn't the real deal. And he says, listen, Trav, go back to open up the door for $125 a week in the Fed. I can start. And he comes in and he lights the world up on fire. $927 for a dude that everybody thought was not going to be a starter this season. Maybe he wins the job. It's probably going to be Joseph Wall. Man, Anthony Stolarz, you got a fan of me. I would love, if anybody wants to get me something nice for Christmas, I would love a black Anthony Stolarz Leaf jersey. I wouldn't pay for it myself, but if somebody has some extra change kicking around, I'd love that.
Yeah, I think the Leafs are in a really dominant position when it comes to having chess pieces on the board when it comes to coming up to the trade deadline.
So you wouldn't join me for joining the bandwagon if they wore the black jerseys for playoffs?
No. If they were the last Canadian team left, no.
So a cup final, let's just throwing it out there, Leafs versus Oilers.
No.
Oilers?
It would be Oilers.
Leafs versus Ducks.
Ducks.
By the way, did you see that clip of Berube trolling the media about their outdoor practice the other day?
Mm-mm.
It was like -20, -22 in Toronto, had the outdoor skate. He ponies up to the podium and says, how you guys doing? You guys cold out there? I wore a T-shirt.
Still tough as nails, man.
Oh, I wouldn't talk back to that guy.
Mm.
Man, that guy's got to be wearing sheath underwear when he's out there.
Yeah,
warm.
That would keep him warm for sure. Hey, every Sunday a new podcast goes up, but if you don't have time to watch the whole thing, there's clips everywhere and just segmented stuff on your favorite players. Go subscribe to Slang and the Biscuit. You can click these boxes because who doesn't like clicking boxes?